Hi guys. Okay, so sorry I haven't been uploading as much as I had planned. I have been having like severe allergy issues. So thankfully it's not like anything bad, but I've been feeling pretty miserable. So I am gonna do a video quick about the show Ozark. So I have been planning this for a while, but I was gonna do one video for like the whole like third season. I realized pretty quickly into the episodes that there was like, I would have to make a 2-hour video if I did that. So I came up with the idea just to literally like do one episode each video, so they're shorter and more like to the point. So I just took notes during the show. So the first episode of season 3 was called WarTime. And first of all, like, I love Jason Bateman, like, as an actor. So seeing him in this show is really like rare, kind of, because he has some serious roles I've seen, but this is like much more serious, so it's interesting and he does a really good job. But this one's called WarTime. It, like, from the beginning it was like great, like it was the same type of action. Sorry, my ringer's still on. It was the same type of like action. It was like not disappointing. I mean, there's like explosions from the beginning. It's craziness. So it was really good. But then it kind of like got really dark again, like how the show is pretty dark, like in general, kind of like, I don't know, like from the beginning you could tell it was pretty dark from the first, like, I don't know the right word to say, like, that it wouldn't be flagged, but yeah, from the first incident in it, and then the second one is a bunch of innocent people in a carnival that are affected by it, and it's like kind of like gut-wrenching even in a show to see that. So it was really cool though to see the trailer for their like casino play out, like in the beginning too, and the way like she Wendy, the wife, if you guys don't know, and I'm gonna just say this now, really big spoilers, I guess I should have said it at the beginning, but I guess it's kind of in the title itself. But no, Wendy and like her kids especially, I think, struggled, and especially like season 1, like, it's kind of been like off and on. They've just all been dysfunctional as a unit, and you could tell it was more like they were communicating better, they respected each other even if they didn't necessarily agree on stuff. Like, it was interesting to see. But anyway, Wendy sees in the news the incident with the cartel that happened in the beginning with the the 2 incidents. But then we go into a scene where then like Jason Bateman, which is Marty, is coming on a boat, and then we see Ruth, which she's my favorite character, and so, well, actually those 2 are my favorite characters. But you could tell like Marty seemed a lot more collected with his thoughts when he's talking to Ruth. Like, he doesn't get as worked up as he did in season 2, I think. At least that's what I felt like. And I said Ruth looks even more badass than before. I'm just gonna say it. I said she looks amazing. I love how they like did that for this season. But I just said like Wendy is just as good as business, like talk as usual, as she's trying to make a huge deal. The guy that made the Shark Week comment though to Ruth when he asked what her problem was, that did like kind of make me laugh. It made me mad a little bit, but it was funny. And I love Shark Week, so. Anyway, again, I just said, like, the family was communicating and appreciating each other more, like, when they were eating dinner. I remember specific, like, scenes, like, even though Jonah felt, like, left out, and they were kind of, like, not understanding him, and Charlotte says that, later on, but, like, they still were, like, all interacting well, and it was nice to see that, because, like, it is, even though it's a TV show, you kind of just feel bad for them. The kids seem to have more respect for their parents, and also the same with the parents, though, because they agreed to go to therapy, which the kids had make them agree to a list of promises, they said, or rules, actually. So I think that was interesting, and it kind of, like, it shows that two-way respect, and I try to do that with my daughter as well. But when Wendy brought up, like, expanding the business to Marty, he was, like, not interested, and he was it was so different, kind of, because he didn't hesitate to say his opinion directly. Like, he wasn't trying to beat around the bush with it. He just said no flat out, said it was a stupid idea. Even compared her to, like, his old business partner. This isn't even stuff I wrote down, I'm just remembering. But yeah, he disagreed. Then we cut to a scene where Helen with the cartel is being waterboarded, and I'm just so confused. I thought it was somebody else. I would have never guessed it was her. I don't know who I would have thought it was, but I was just like shocked when I saw her face. It kind of made it more real, like the danger, I guess. Like, obviously not real, but I'm just saying in the show, like, that they would be in. If they're doing that to, like, one of the people they're close with, like, imagine. It's just scary. But anyway, okay, so this was crazy to me. So we go to a scene then where Wyatt is, like, in this nice house, and I'm assuming, like, he must have stolen money or something. I'm just thinking something happened where he got money somehow that we didn't see on screen. And he's, like, smoking a bong in a bathtub and stuff, and it's just nice. Later, I'm just going to cut to the chase now. We end up finding out that it's somebody else's house, and he actually broke in, and he's arrested, which I'll get to that later, then. But it's crazy. Ruth has, like, an outburst in the grocery store to him, asking, like, where he's getting the money from. That's kind of when I first had doubts. But again, I thought maybe he had stolen it or something. Who knows? And it did suck to see that Marty was kind of paying the therapist, like, go along with just doing it because I really was happy to hear that they were agreeing to do that. Even if you don't like therapy, I think it could benefit anybody. Even if you don't really, like, gain much, it wouldn't hurt to try. It's nice to talk to somebody that it's, like, an unbiased opinion and give you a clear, like, they don't know, like, everybody you know. So it's, like, more of a, like, clear opinion on just everything, really. But, anyway. So, then we also cut to a scene where Helen's very upset that Marty's, like, beginning to back down. At first I couldn't tell how angry she was, but then it's very clear from the comments they're both making. Then she reiterates that, like, they do not have a choice. She, like, says, like, it's not an option, like, they have to keep laundering the money, and he's saying that he didn't want to, again and again, and then finally she just, like, gets really, like, scary serious and says it's not an option, and it's like they're gonna be killed, basically, if they don't. I'm sorry. It's so weird for me to do videos like this because I'm really calm doing this because I love the show, so I could talk about it for hours. My throat's really dry though, and I don't feel the best. And then, like, I wrote so much. Like, it looks like chicken scratch, but there's a lot on each page, and I'm also then thinking of things. I'm trying to keep the video short enough so I don't want to make it too long and bore everybody. But anyway, it was nice to see how, like, Wendy and Helen bonded, kind of, and, like, they communicate and they have, like, a mutual respect for each other. It was kind of, like, bad that Wendy went behind Marty's back anyway, but it did end up possibly being a way to save them. And it was nice when she left the voicemail, too, because it showed she actually was trying to let him know, at least before she did it, even though it was bad that she, like, left and everything. She at least had the conscience in her, like, she thought, like, to do that. And that's a good sign that at least she has some type of respect for him in general, not just because of the kids. Like, she had a personal respect for him, which was good to see that that's at least still there. Then Marty came up with the empty cash box idea, which was where he was going to launder the money through the casino. And it was, like, really cool because Marty was being way more open with actually, like, Ruth and, like, keeping her in the loop before things were happening instead of her kind of having to, like, keep calling and having to try to communicate with him and him, like, not avoiding, but, like, not answering. Like, he was actually going to her, and, like, it was kind of a mutual, like, business thing. It was really nice to see that, because as I said, they're my two favorite characters, so I was pretty excited. It shows that they're communicating more about everything, really. Then I had wrote how Wyatt broke into the woman's house. But here's where I was going to add something. Ruth, the crazy woman who killed her husband, and then yells at somebody saying he died, but, like, you killed him. But anyway, craziness. She is the one that bailed Wyatt out, and I kind of, like, thought that she was, like, I didn't know, like, what her intention was. I have no idea. But anyway. Oh, wait, no. Actually, I didn't mean to say Ruth. Darlene. That's the one I was talking about. My notes are all off. Ruth tried to bail him out. I wrote wouldn't let Ruth bail him out. That's why I don't read and talk at the same time. Ever. And I hated doing that in school. Because I can read really fast and really well. But when I have to do both at the same time, and if I mess one word up, it's like I'll mess up the whole sentence and then I'll lose track of where I am. So it's like I'm trying to grow so you guys I can do these type of videos better for you guys. But anyway, Darlene. bails him out, and I was wondering what her intention was, like if she wanted, because she had complained earlier, like was on her own with the baby and all this stuff with the farm, and then like, so I was kind of like wondering if she's trying to make him a family member, or I was wondering if she was trying to get more, maybe information on Marty and like the business they're doing, because she firsthand, like right away, says that she knows that Ruth is like connected to Marty, so it was weird. But yeah, and I put like Darlene baby question mark exclamation point because I said baby glass and slashing tires. That was just crazy, and I hate the way like she just like acts, especially because she's holding a baby, like especially what that baby's parents went through. It's just horrible. Anyway, Jonah wants to help with the drone for security with his parents then, which was cool because they can kind of combine his interests with like actually what they're trying to do. Helen then contacts Wendy, lets her know that the cartel is interested in her idea and they want to see her alone. It was weird though because at first they acted like they weren't interested. This wasn't written. But it was important, I think, that she followed through with that because if she has to understand any, and I'm not saying like this is like real life, but with any business thing you kind of want to see who you're dealing with. So, I mean, with something that big. So yeah, she needed to meet him face to face. But then I wrote there were just as many. Oh, I wrote then we see that like there, because of like all the things that were happening at that point, there was just as many lies between Marty and Wendy as there were in the beginning of this series, which is kind of sad because it kind of seems like things were beginning to get a little bit repaired, and then there's still just many lies. And I do hope that they're able to like somehow figure something out. I genuinely do. And then it was kind of weird because they were hiding money in Buddy's like memorial, and it was really creepy to me. But it was nice to see him mentioned in the show again. I have one more page of notes, and I promise I will wrap with two more really quick. Okay, so I thought it was cool that they showed the process of how he was planning on actually doing the money laundering, not just talking about it. And I'm not saying I support it at all. Clearly, it's a TV show, but I'm just saying like it was cool that they showed the physical process of it. And I said the Darlene bill. Why I already talked about that. And I said I know she did it now, obviously, because she wants to like build a bigger family, wants to like help with everything. And I said she offered him work on the farm. And then when we go back to Marty, he's back at the casino. This show is so all over the place when you actually listen to yourself talking about it. Marty's back at the casino. We see the FBI agent. I thought he looked familiar. Like he was the boyfriend of the agent from the crazy one. But he does say then that he was, let me find it, it's right there. It was Agent Patty's boyfriend. He finally admitted it to Marty then when they were alone. But I thought he did look familiar, and I assumed that was who it was. Because I remembered even the way he like dressed, because he has like the way his like ties are, like they're so nicely done, and like compared to Officer Petty, who was like a mess, like, it was a big comparison. We haven't really seen any other FBI agents at all in the series, so actually I don't really think we have at all, which is weird to think about. They should bring more people like from the FBI agency in the storyline, maybe, just to add like depth to that part of it, to like the whole investigation, because it doesn't seem that serious. If only one agent's coming to ask them questions, and then they think that somebody murdered another agent, they should have a lot more agents there, honestly. But anyway, Helen and Wendy then pitch the expansion together, and at first, like, Helen was really taking charge, and, like, really going for it. And then, like, oh my gosh, sorry. Wendy, like, just kicks butt. Like, she just goes crazy, and I was, like, so scared, though, that she was gonna get hurt or something. I felt like this, like, tension in my throat. Kind of how I feel now, because I keep messing up words. But, it was just really weird. And she got really bold, though, and, like, she actually did gain his respect, though, which was crazy. I talked again about the FBI agent. He does threaten Marty, though, and that's where the, episode title had come from, because he said all he needs is one wild card to find where Marty slips up. And then Marty actually did answer Wendy's call, which was shocking to me. I really thought he was going to swipe or, like, hit ignore again, how they both always do. But he actually answered, and that made me feel a little bit of hope after I had said earlier about the lies. That was kind of a nice sign. But Wendy, they were showing her calling from outside their old house. And it seems like she's happy. They're talking about the memories from the old house. Ruth then attacks the one employee from the casino, and it shows kind of that's the wild card there. And then we end the episode with Wendy literally vandalizing the family that's living in their old house, their family photo in the front of the house, and it's kind of scary. But I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Again, happy Easter though. I do have I'm gonna start doing a yoga challenge starting tomorrow. It's 20 days. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna do other uploads too though. So I'm sorry I didn't upload much, you guys. I will be uploading more. I'm starting to feel better now. I'm on a better allergy medicine. But okay, I hope everybody had a good Easter, and I hope everybody's being safe and healthy. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.